Hi everyone, here is AhkTaar. Welcome back on my YouTube channel for more content on Infinite Magicraid. And today I finally have the exclusive 2 on my AhkTaar. So now it is time to try the team I wanted to try in the guild boss for a long time. And I have Megan in here. This is clearly not an obtainable early team because I have 3 mythic heroes and 2 of them are exclusive 5 and AhkTaar exclusive 2. You don't need to have them exclusive 5, maybe exclusive 3, okay, it's okay, so you have everything you need. Maybe Lucifer for this kind of team, Lucifer needs only the second exclusive, and AhkTaar 2 exclusives and Ben Austin 3 exclusive. It's still a lot of mythic shards, but if you want to try this team in your account, this is what you have to have at the minimum. So enough talk, let me explain to you what is gonna work, how it is gonna work. Here my AhkTaar, thanks to the second exclusive, is gonna increase the attack of all my allies by 40%. With his ultimate, and also using the ultimate he is gonna reduce the defense and the tenacity of the boss by 60%, which is huge. Then I have my Megan. She deals a lot of direct damage. She doesn't need that much crit rate because with the first exclusive, she is gonna lower the cooldown of her ultimate when she's gonna use the first ability if she crits. And with the ultimate, she gets a 50% crit rate bonus as a buff. And so you need only 50% crit rate on her, and with the pursuit of Ben Austin and the counter attack of Catherine, it's gonna work. So really often she will have her ultimate, which is pretty strong. Then with her passive, she gives a 12% crit rate to all my allies, and this is huge. So even if she does maybe the same amount of damage or less than my Kizaru was doing before, she increased my overall damage because now my Lucifer and my AhkTaar has 12% more crit rate, and this is really important to understand that. Then my Lucifer is here in order to deal a lot of damage, my Ben Austin to make my heroes pursue, so you need the third exclusive on him, and my Catherine to apply the consolidation, the counter attack, the shield, and to heal my heroes. So enough talk, let's run the first video. After this run, I'm gonna exclusive to my Megan in order to see the difference. So first turn, as you can see, I have all the debuffs on the boss, and I have the attack buff 40% on my heroes. Look at the damage I can do. 5 million damage with the ultimate of Lucifer. This is incredibly high. Also, there are multiple things to take into consideration here. The legendary auras I have on my heroes are really important. They are only 0 stars, that means it's the basic thing I can have. So my Ben Austin has the Combat Vanguard aura, and every time he uses a skill, he brings this buff, this yellow buff on my heroes, increasing their damage by 12%. When my AhkTaar attack, thanks to the Combat Vanguard aura, I have the skill mastery aura on Ben Austin, sorry. Combat Vanguard aura on my AhkTaar, so every time he does some direct damage to the boss, he inflicts this yellow debuff on him, and the boss takes 16% more damage from every sources, which is pretty huge. Then my Lucifer and my Megan both have the Shield Master aura, which one increases the damage they deal when their piercing rate by 8% and their attack by 16% when they have a shield, so it's pretty huge. And my Catherine has the Recovery Horn aura, and so she can heal a lot my heroes. This is important. So look at the damage, this is just insane. And my Megan is doing a super high amount of damage also. Not the same amount as my Lucifer, but still, it's pretty huge, and she is only exclusive 1. With the second exclusive, she is gonna get 100% more crit damage during the fight at her 6th turn, so she will deal way more damage. And with the third exclusive, she will get a lot of crit damage bonus on her ultimate. So, with full exclusives, maybe she won't deal the same amount of damage as my Lucifer, but normally she should be closer to him. So as you can see, this team is performing better than the previous one I was using with my Hizaro. So for now, I'm really happy about this team. I have all the defensive debuffs on the boss, a lot of offensive buffs on my heroes. And so I don't think I can do better than that. Maybe if I replace my Megan with a hero that can increase the crit damage a lot of my Lucifer, maybe it would be better, but I don't think so, because my Megan deals a lot of damage, and I don't think that if I increase the crit damage of my Lucifer by 60%, he will do the same amount as my Megan does during the fight. So now I have more than 200 million damage, 2 turns remaining. The boss is taking even more damage. He is close to die. And this is it. This is the first time ever on my account I killed this boss number 5. So it's the best team I have so far. Look at the damage of my Lucifer. This is just insane. Thanks to the attack buff of AhkTaar, the defensive debuffs on the boss, and also the crit rate bonus from my Megan. This is just crazy. I really love it. So now let me show you the second video on which I increase the exclusive of my Megan, and let's have a look to the difference. Here on this run I did 53 million damage with her. Okay, so now let me increase her exclusive. So I have 10 purple eyes. Okay, it lagged a bit during the video because I was doing some montage. But here now she is exclusive too, so she has a bit more stats, 5% more attack. And also she has now the unique buff on her, so after 5 of her turns she is gonna have 100% more crit damage. Thanks to this unique buff she has on her. She can stack up to 5 layers of this unique buff, and for every layer of this buff she gets 20% more crit damage. And with the second exclusive she gets 1 layer of this buff after the end of her turn. Otherwise she has to kill enemies in order to get this unique buff. And this is kinda bad, because if you are in dungeon, for example, you don't keep this buff during waves. That means if you have the full buffs on the first wave, you are gonna lose all these buffs at the second wave, and same for the boss wave. That means on the boss wave you can kill at least 2, at maximum 2 enemies, and then only the boss remains, so you will have only 40% crit damage bonus without the second exclusive. But against the guild boss you have nobody to kill, so she can't get this buff if she is not exclusive too. And look at the damage she can deal now. All the buffs on her, all the debuffs on the boss, 1,200,000 with the basic attack, 1,300,000 with the basic attack. This is huge. The ultimate, almost 3 million. She is doing great. And now I already have more damage than before. So the exclusive 2 makes a lot of difference. 5 million damage, 3,300,000 with her ultimate. The damage are crazy. I love it, I love it. With the third exclusive, she will be even better. But look at the damage now, 12 turn and 164 million damage already. This is huge. Huge difference with the previous run. I'm close to the 200 million and I'm only on turn 14. Okay, 200 million, turn 15. This team is doing great. So after the run, I'm gonna show you the stats of my heroes. Turn 17 and the boss is dead. 2 turns less than before. She dealt 10 million more damage than on the previous run. My Lucifer dealt less damage because he misses more crits than before. Because even with the passive of Megan, he doesn't have 100% crit rate when he is not stealth. He misses a bit of crit rate. And same for my AhkTaar, so I have some ways to improve the damage of this team. So now let me show you the stats of my heroes. So first of all, this is my Ben Austin. I have a lot of speed on him. I'm using a first aid set and a feather set. I have a lot of defensive stats, but on this dungeon, Guild Boss number 5, you don't need that much defensive stats. You just need a lot of speed. And not that much is mandatory, but still more than the boss is important. And the boss has 1750 speed, if I remember correctly. I have a lot of effect hits on him, and this that was interesting before, so he could apply the defense down 60% on the boss, but now my AhkTaar can apply this debuff on the boss, so it doesn't matter anymore. I have these emblems on him, so I can increase his speed, his HP, his defense. And I'm using this aura on him, really important. So a 0 star, it increases the damage dealt by my heroes by 12% every time he casts an active skill. And when he is exclusive 3, he always have the cooldown of this skill, and so he can cast it every turn. So every turn he is gonna increase the damage of my heroes by 12%. This aura is the best you can have on Ben Austin. Then this is my Catherine. On her I have a feather set and a speed set also, 2500k speed, a lot of defensive stat, but same comment as for my Ben Austin, you don't need that much defensive stats on the Guild Boss number 5. And I have a decent amount of healing effect, and this is important. And so using her passive and this aura, she can heal a lot my heroes. I have these emblems on her, almost the same as my Ben Austin, but she provides a shield and some heals, so everything that can increase it, and some defensive stats emblems here. So now let's talk about my DPS. First of all, this is my AhkTaar. I have him with an effect hit set and a crit set. The reason why I'm using an effect hit set is because I was lacking some effect hit. The boss has 80% resistance, and so if you want to be sure to apply the defense and the tenacity down on the boss number 5, you need at least 95% effect hit on him. If you have the same amount of him, 80% effect hit, you will have 85% chance to apply the tenacity and the defense down on the boss. The same chances you have on your skill. Really important. And so I have 100% almost, because the Guild Boss number 6 has 100%, and this is important. So on him, 38k attack, 227 almost crit damage, a lot of speed, but you don't need that much because every time he uses the first skill he gets 30% more turn meta. This is why he plays a lot during the fight. And this is really important. He needs to be a bit tanky in order to have always more than 50% HP, and so if it's the case, he will get the increase in turn meta, and otherwise he won't benefit from it. So it's important. And 73, almost 74% crit rate. I would need 88% crit rate in order to have 100% thanks to Megan. I have those emblems on him, so everything that can increase his direct damage, and some defensive ones. And on him I have this legendary aura, the Combat Vanguard aura, so every time he deals some direct damage to the boss, he is gonna inflict a debuff that increases the direct damage, all the damage taken by the boss by 16%. It works with direct damage and with dots. So if you want to use AhkTaar with a bleeder or a poisoner, for example, or a burner, it's gonna work. Then this is my Lucifer. He has a wild set and a crit set. He has 43 and almost 44k attack, 83% crit rate, so if he had 88% crit rate, he would always have 100% when he is not stealth anymore, and almost 260% crit damage. Then he doesn't need anything else. Maybe just a more speed than the boss. The boss has 1750, so you just need a bit more. I have the same emblems as I have on my AhkTaar. Everything that can increase the direct damage of my heroes. And some defensive emblems. And I have on him this aura, the same I have on my Megan. The Shield Smash aura, it increases the piercing rate by 8%, so my Lucifer deals more damage when the boss doesn't have the defense debuff on him, and he gets 16% more attack when he has a shield. And with my Catherine, he always has a shield. Let me check something on my AhkTaar. Okay, I wasn't sure about that. So it's correct. And then this is my Megan. She has a slay set and an attack set, and almost 40k attack. A bit less speed than my Lucifer, it doesn't really matter, she is faster than the boss. She has a bit more than 50% crit rate, she doesn't need more if you use her with Catherine and Ben Austin. Normally she will almost always have the crit rate of 50% coming from her ultimate, because when she is exclusive one, she is gonna reduce the cooldown of this skill every time she's gonna crit with the basic attack. It works with pursuit and counter attacks. So normally every 2 turns you will be able to use the ultimate, almost. Then I have 284% crit damage, and you don't need other stats. I have the same emblems as on my Lucifer and AhkTaar, everything that can increase the direct damage, and some defensive emblems. And finally the same aura as on my Lucifer. So, that was all for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's the case, as usual, please like, comment and subscribe, and then see you in the next one. Bye bye!
Infinite Magicraid. Play to slay.